Quick video coming at you regarding swearing. Now, a lot of Christians will say one of the things they did was quit swearing. And truth be told, I'm not going on some rampage that's pro swearing and saying that should be a daily part of your verbal repertoire. I don't think you should thread it into every conversation, every chance you can get. However, when someone tries to say, oh, brother, you shouldn't swear because Paul says, cursing and blah, 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 you got to look at the word used. And again, a lot of reasons why people have such a hard time understanding the Bible or taking out of context or not understanding the passages is they're thinking about it in today's standards. And how would we do it otherwise? I mean, we don't know what it was like to live 2,000 years ago. We don't know what it's like to live 200 years ago. So all we really can do is read what's in the Bible and pass it through the filter of our lives, our experiences. The key is to try to not do that as much as you can. You really have to try and understand what life was like back then and the perspective of the writer, the author, and understand that words they used, one, if you translate it back to Hebrew, could have a completely different meaning, literally, or the word could technically mean the same now, but just have different variables, and this will become more clear as I bloviate on. Swearing. Paul says, and depending on what Bible you pick up, something along the lines of, thou shalt not curse. Now you got to keep in mind, this is what I was talking about, part of what I was talking about thousands of years ago. I'm guessing the words, like at least some of the swear words we use now, like the F word and shit or whatever, weren't even around back then. Those are words that society has come together and deemed inappropriate. Now, I don't know when this meeting was. Somehow this happened behind my back and everybody agreed on it without me, but I'm making a little point even in that little joke right there. But there's no mandated from the word of the hand of God saying these words are bad words. But anyway, so what I'm saying is the specific words, shit, pit, whatever, are a societal construct. So how could they have possibly known back then, what specific things you can and cannot say? And of course your answer is going to be, well, that's why they used a general thing, thou shalt not curse. Well, if you look at the word curse and how it's employed back then, they're talking about cursing as in you putting a specific curse on the person, like, your hair is going to fall out and your fingernails are going to stop growing on your left hand and, your breath's going to smell like turds for the rest of your life. Like a curse. Because remember, Christians aren't supposed to partake in any of that stuff, not divinity, the tarot cards, none of that. We're not supposed to do any of that, including cursing. So that is what Paul means, and the Bible means as far as cursing. It's not a specific swear word that you... Now again, it doesn't always sound classy. You don't sound like the classiest person if you just swear constantly. Don't get me wrong, a specific swear word here and there, or a string of them, used at the correct time, can definitely add emphasis to the point you're trying to make. But in general, it's not the most classy thing to do, to just sit there constantly and bellow out foul language. But yeah, I just wanted to go over that. And I guess the ultimate reason would be, yeah, you should try to clean up your image, but when you're trying to follow God's law and just working on yourself in general, I personally think there's a whole list of things that should become before that. It's just my opinion. I mean, don't get me wrong, if that's one of your bigger problems and everybody, is starting to say, hey, you swear all the time, then maybe that goes up on your list. But in general, my opinion, that's it. Swearing is not necessarily top of the list of things that need to be addressed in most of our lives. Anyway, almost pointless video. I just hear a lot of it from Christians about, oh, Paul says you shouldn't swear. Oh, not really. It's not really how it works. So anyway, that was the point of the video, and I hope you guys have a great Shabbat.